Hi, I'm Spencer Jones with What's What on the Water. Today we're going to test out the new NuCanoe kayak, the Pursuit. We're going to see how stable it is, how fast we can go, storage capabilities, and everything else you want to know about this kayak. So let's take a closer look. Alright, I've had the NuCanoe Pursuit for about a month and a half. It's a great kayak, it's super stable and really nice fly fishing and just stable kayak in general. The storage capabilities on top could be endless because it has such a wide open deck. You can rig things anywhere and there's lots of tie down points, which makes it easy to store a cooler or anything else you need on top. Also, the rod tubes are long enough that once I get my rod in there, it goes all the way back here to the front of the kayak, so I can hold my 9-foot fly rod, no problem whatsoever. As I said, this is a very stable kayak. It's 13.5 feet long, 35 inches wide, so it's very stable. I have my 75-pound dog on the front. He was turning around, looking over the side, walking back and forth, and there's no worries of tipping at all. I've stood up, I've turned around, I've walked to the front of the kayak, I walked to the back. Again, no worries about flipping this kayak. Now, with a kayak this wide, one thing that you think you have to sacrifice is speed. And you do up to a point. When I'm just paddling along at a normal pace, I get about 2.93 miles an hour. So nothing too bad, maybe a little bit more than that, depending how strong you are, how much you go in town on your regular paddle. But 3 miles an hour, not too bad. When I'm cranking at it, I'm just going to town and getting as fast as I can get to about 4.1, 4.2 miles an hour, and that's about where I top out with this kayak. So do you sacrifice some speed? Yes, you do, but it's still fast enough and you get a good stable kayak that has good speed. Alright, so the comfort of this kayak. As I said, wide open deck, you can stretch out your legs, you can stand up, but the seat is fantastic. It's a lawn chair style seat, but updated even more. It has a big curved back on it for lumbar support, fully adjustable, it has straps on the bottom, on the sides, so you can adjust it for the comfort level for you. It also has, it's a high, low seat position, which is adjusted on my right side, so I can go up here, or I could drop it down, one second, just unclip that, and I could drop it down to the low seat position just like that. Also, you can disconnect the back, you can fold it down if you need. I like putting it up here, or you can easily with the strap make it lean back. So if you just like chilling back here, that's cool. Alright, so you're good to go. Very comfortable. I've sat in this thing for 7-8 hours at a time. No back pain, no worries whatsoever. Alright, one of my concerns with this kayak is the weight. This kayak weighs 82 pounds. Now, albeit that's not that much heavier than my Cuda, and it's right in the realm of other kayaks out on the market, right? So it's right in there, which it's not horrible, but it makes it hard to car top it because it doesn't have any places to grab. It doesn't have any handles on the side, and just makes it even more awkward. I consider myself as a relatively strong guy for the most part. I can car top my Cuda no problem by myself, easy. But this thing I really struggle with. I really struggle car topping it by myself. Even with my rollers and saddles that I have, it's really hard. Now if I get one of those bars that come out of my kayak rack on top of the car, it would make it a lot easier. Put the front end up, back end, front end, just line it up, strap it down, I'm golden. That would solve the issue. Or if you have a trailer you wouldn't have that issue at all. It'd be really, really easy for you. All right, a couple other issues I've noticed with this kayak. One of my issues is anytime I'm fly fishing, it does have a wide open deck, but the fly line does catch a couple things. Not nearly as much as I have in other kayaks, but this one, it catches on some of the knobs on the side, and they have, on both sides, they have anchor tie downs, and so it gets caught up a little bit on there. But, as I said, those two things, that's really it. I haven't had any other issues of it snaking up anywhere else. Other issues I've had, and this is just pet peeve, when I get to the water, I want to be on the water. I don't want to waste time rigging and getting set up. And I take my seat off every time that I go out, so it means I have to put it back on. And it takes a little bit to get on, because the seat screws down to the gear tracks that are installed. So you have to put in the screws and screw it down. It takes some time. Okay, I can live with that. But the really irritating thing for me is as I'm fishing and I'm moving up, especially when I was fishing a river going through rapids, I was going up in a high C position, then back down to the low C position. The screws and nuts started loosening up, so that when I moved to the high C position, all of a sudden my whole chair slid back and the back screws went out of the gear track. Now, this is a huge pain because it's really hard to fix on the water. I had to go to shore, get out of the kayak, take off the whole seat, put it back on, and tighten it down. One way to solve that is to make sure you're checking those screws throughout your trip to make sure you are tightly secured and you're ready to go. Other issues with this kayak that I've had, but they have updated so that new buyers don't have to worry about this at all. One of them is the rod tubes. They came out of the tube itself, came out of the holder that's holding it. So here's a holder, here's a tube, it slid out. So that's a big issue. That happened to me. I was going through rapids, gained a couple gallons of water because of that. Now, as I said, they sent an update kit for people who have bought the kayak before they fix those issues, so they're set to go. I contacted them about it. The next day, they sent me out the update kit and took care of me instantly. So their customer service is fantastic that way. Well, it's fantastic in any way. But other updates that they've done, so that's one with the rod tubes. Other things that they've noticed to update are the front and back handles. The bolts weren't quite long enough, so it popped off. It happened to me. My front one popped off as we were loading on top of my car with a friend. Thankfully, my car is fine. Nothing happened. They caught the kayak, but it's still a pain. So those are one things that they updated. Other things are the paddle holders came down. The screws are too short again, so they provided rivets. And then they updated and lengthened the straps on the seat, on two different straps. This one and the one on the bottom for high and low C position, locking it in there. Really nice updates, but as I said, they've updated them, so you do not have to worry about them if you buy this kayak. From this point onward, you are good to go. Alright, so the price point for this rotomolded polyethylene kayak is $1,600. It's a great kayak, it's comfortable, it's super, super stable, and for the price point, with the new updates that they did to it, it's a great kayak. I don't see how you cannot like this if you like the wide open deck. So, is this a catch and release? I think I already answered my question with that one. This kayak is definitely a catch. So, go check out the NuCanoe Pursuit and see if it is the right kayak for you. Thanks. If you have something you'd like me to review, let me know and I'll be happy to make it happen. Thanks.